question, really. High anxiety at the White House. And I think it's because what he's showing with his court action, okay, is that there are a lot of people who have lied. They've lied about Russia, whether it's Papadopoulos, Gates, Manafort, now Flynn this week. Why have they all lied about this Russia investigation? And what have they revealed about the investigation that makes people anxious at the White House, including the president and his immediate family?
And that was political psychologist Dr. Bart Rossi talking about the possible high anxiety in the White House because of the Mueller investigation. Dr. Rossi says the president could be worried about what people close to him have said to the special counsel and how it could affect the president and his family. And that's where I want to bring in, well, the doctor himself, Dr. Bart Rossi. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Nice to be with you.
All right, doctor, so what makes you think that there is high anxiety in the White House right now?
Well, I think there are two things here. First off, of course, it's his personality. At the center of all of the investigations and all of the people involved, there's Donald Trump. And within that, of course, is his personality. And the two major features here that I think about is, of course, what I see on the national stage, which is his ability to think about himself 24/7. He's very egotistical. He's always thinking about himself and what's good for him. Psychologists talk about narcissistic personality traits. Well, one of them, of course, is blaming others. And that's what he does almost all the time. That's not a surprise to most people. Big surprise when I say that. But I also think that he has a thought disturbance. And this is what really troubles me. Whatever he says, he thinks it should be reality and people should believe it, even if it's a complete fabrication, a complete lie. Obama wiretapped me. I had the largest crowds ever. Cohen and Papadopoulos, he said things that are completely. So this is what really troubles me. And I think that's the cause of the anxiety to a great extent.
But couldn't that be said of any administration, any significant politician in leadership, high profile, I should say, politician in leadership? Barack Obama made outrageous statements. George W. Bush did. Bill Clinton did. He wagged his finger at the country and told us what he didn't do with Monica Lewinsky, which later on turned out not to be true. Isn't there that trait in many people that hold these high offices?
Well, people who hold high offices or want to get elected, of course, have some narcissistic features, but not to this extreme. Donald Trump is in a league all by himself. What I'm saying is not appropriate for McCain or Romney. I wouldn't say this about Jeb Bush. I wouldn't say this about Rubio, who ran here. I wouldn't say it about Bernie Sanders. I wouldn't say it about Hillary Clinton or Obama. No, this is an extreme. We're talking about someone who I think is going to have a total collapse. And the reason I say collapse is because I do not think with this personality, this type of personality would not say no to the Russians. And I think
But doctor, let me ask you this, because that's a bridge that's pretty far. I mean, we've been cautioned.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
But let me ask you this. We've been cautioned by your profession many times, by the psychological profession, the medical profession, to not rely on doctors making diagnoses from afar. Have you examined or spoken with him?
No, I'm not making any diagnosis. I'm saying in the context of political psychology, what's been on the world stage, what he said and his behavior. And that is not a diagnosis. He has not been in my office. I'm not making a diagnosis as if he's been in my office. But this personality type, I don't think, in my opinion, would say no to the Russians. Actually, I think he would push for more money and more influence. And I think that's what Mueller's looking at. And I think he's looking at it and he's going to find it because Donald Trump is obsessed with money and power. And that's where this investigation is going. And that's why my prediction is very, very dire. And I wouldn't say this about Romney. I wouldn't say this about any other Republican either. I don't think Jeb Bush or Rubio even thought about taking money. I don't think it was ever even a thought, not even on their radar screen. But him, Donald Trump, yes.
All right, Dr. Bart Rossi, thanks for being here today. All right, when we come back, I want to show you what some members of law enforcement are doing to give back to their community. America Talks Live continues right after this.